When you need energy for those unexpected power outages or for recreational electrical uses, the AllPowers R1500 gives you power in a nice medium-size package that will supply the needs for you. Stay tuned. Today I'm going to be reviewing the AllPowers 1500 power station and their 200 watt solar panels. These are the SP033s that they sent me for review. These are excellent units. They're very well designed and they work well together. Let's take a look at some of the special features that they come with. First of all, this unit is backed up by an amazing 5-year warranty. Now, most manufacturers will warrant these for maybe 1 or 2 years, but 5 years really puts the company behind their product. The unit itself is very well designed. I like the rectangular shape. It's nice, it's flat across the top. It fits nicely in your car when you're packing it with other things. The R1500 comes with a phone app, and I really like this feature. It allows you to control several of the different functions on the power station, and it also allows you to do some setting changes in the menu options. And this allows you to charge it at different rates and also to have it set up a shutoff time for you. The app runs with both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Right now I have mine set up through Bluetooth on my phone. So if I click this little button here called AC, it will turn on these lights that are behind me here. How about that? So it will also tell me how much the unit is using. Right now it's using 27 watts of power on the AC side. But we'll get into this more later. Another feature that I like is the size and weight of the item. Let me read for you the size dimensions. It's 16.25 inches wide, and it's 12.28 inches tall, and about 10.43 inches deep. So it's got a really good size. It weighs just under 37 pounds at 36.8 pounds. So it's not too heavy and can be carried around. It has 2 handles built into each of the side for picking it up with both hands and carrying. The AllPowers R1500 has a total wattage output of 1800 watts. That's a lot of power that this can put out. It also has a surge rating of 3000 watts. So if you're starting a motor or something that has a little startup power, this will most likely run that without any difficulty. One of the features that I really like about this is the type of batteries that they use. This uses the lithium iron phosphate battery. It's long lasting and it holds a charge for a very long period of time. You can actually get 3,500 charges out of these batteries with it only going down to 80% efficiency. So that means that even after 3,500 times of charging it, you still will have 80% of the battery left to use. And that means that this unit could potentially run you for 10 years, and that is really good. Since it has a tendency to hold the charge that's built into it, this unit will be ready for you when you have an unexpected power blackout. The battery capacity of the R1500 is 1,152 watt hours. That means potentially it could run a load for 1,152 watt hours. But in reality, even though that's the load of the batteries, the unit itself uses some of that power. So you're not going to get all of that power going to a device that you have plugged into it. You've got a display here. You've got control circuits that actually control and monitor the voltage. You have different things built into the unit that uses that power. More than likely, especially on AC, you're going to get about 85% of that out of it. So 85% of 1152 watt hours is about 980 watt hours. And that, more practically speaking, is what this will deliver. This power station also has a pure sine wave inverter, and that's for AC. What that means is it will supply the same kind of smooth, reliable power that your outlets supply from your utility company. There are many different ways that this will supply power to what you have that you need it to run. It has 8 different outlets complete on the system that you can hook things up to. On the top, there are two places that you can put a phone on to charge your cell phones. There are two places there you can just rest a phone, and that will automatically charge those. As long as it's turned on and the DC is turned on the unit, it will charge your phones up using 15 watts of power for each phone. On the front down here, you have 4 different outlets for AC. And what's nice about these outlets is that they have a rubberized coating that covers these, that will protect this a little bit from different elements like sand, water, moisture, that kind of thing, to help protect those outlets. On the DC side, it has 2 USB-A ports. Those are 18 watts apiece, and it has the smaller and newer USB-C ports, and they put out a little bit more power. They put out 100 watts apiece, so that is really good on the DC. You also have a car cigarette lighter port right here on the front of it. This is the identical kind that you have in your car. This can draw 10 amps at 12 volts. Let me try this out. I'll use the phone app to turn that on. So when I turn that on, it'll take just a couple seconds to activate this little unit here, which is just kind of an emergency light. And then I can shut that off on the app using that. Now, the light behind me is also hooked up through the system. It's showing here on the app that it's using 31 watts, the same amount that it's showing on the display up front. If I hit that button, I can turn that off as well, and that will shut off those lights. So it's really nice to be able to use that app for the different functions. And that is all of the power outlets that it has. There are 4 different ways that you can charge this unit, and the charging ports are on this left side here. If you look at this over here, I'll take a photo of it with my phone. If you look at this, you'll see an AC plug. In the middle, you'll see an overload protector switch, and then on the right you have an XT60 port, and that is used for solar or for car charging, depending on which one you want to do with it. For the AC port, there are actually 3 different ways that you can charge with that. By using the app that's on the phone, you can see the different rates, and this is how you change them. You can go mute mode on that, and if you're in mute mode, when you're AC charging, it's going to charge much slower than the other 2 rates. This charges at around 400 watts, and the reason why they call it mute mode is because it charges very quietly. It doesn't turn this fan on and make a lot of noise while it's charging on that mode, but it does take quite a bit longer. The standard mode on it charges at about 1,000 watts, and it will take about 2 hours total if you're from 0 and you want to run it up to 100%. If you go from 0 to 100% battery level, then it's going to take about 2 hours with the standard charge. The other charge is called the fast mode, and it charges in 0.8 hours, which is obviously less than an hour. It'll charge at about 1,500 watts. If you want to kind of save a little wear and tear on the battery, it's better if you charge this at a slower rate. So I leave mine set at the standard mode when I'm charging it. Another way that you can charge this is with a car cord. It doesn't come with a car cord. Here's what it does come with. It comes with the cord that you need to hook it up for solar, and solar is the other way to charge. There's the XT60 and there's the MC4 plugs that hook right up to the solar panels. So that you hook up, and that will charge with the solar panels that I have, it'll charge it at the maximum rate of about 200 watts. The maximum rate of solar charging is about 600 watts. And if you really want to charge this up fast, you can use the solar charging, combine it with AC charging, and you can really speed up the charge on the R1500 unit. The other thing that you get from the box is a packet that has the warranty in it, and this also has the AllPowers owner's manual. And you'll want to refer to this owner's manual before starting up the station. It'll give you a lot of different insights as to how it works and how it's designed. It also has the QR codes in here for the phone app. I would definitely recommend getting the phone app for this unit. It'll give you some extra variety in how you use the unit. This unit, since it'll run at 1800 watts, will power quite a few things around the house. It'll power our coffee maker, anything we use in the kitchen, and that would include the microwave, toaster ovens, the regular toaster, anything that uses quite a bit of power can be run off of this AllPowers power station. The other item that I really like that it will run, of course, is our sump pump. And there's a special function that I'll talk about in a little bit that this has that I really like that'll help that sump pump run when the power's out. I've used this unit to power up our family room, and that would be our 43-inch LCD TV and all the lights that are in there. That runs around 60 to 70 watts, and I can run that whole room for 2 full evenings without any problem at all on just running it off of the AllPowers R1500 power station. I've mentioned the app a little bit here. The app is a really good function on this power station. It tells you 4 different pieces of information which are very helpful, and that would be the remaining power on the unit, how much percentage does the battery have left in it. It talks about the remaining time, and it talks about the power output that's going over AC and the power output that's going out over DC. It also tells you the total amount of power going out of the system itself. This app allows you to use this as kind of a remote control. As I showed you, you can turn on the DC circuits or the AC circuits with it, and with that, you can control anything that's plugged in here with just your phone app. You can turn them on or off using that. As I mentioned before, you can change some of the settings with this. You can change what they call the work mode. That's the settings that you use for charging it. So I have mine set on the standard mode, and you can set it to the mute mode or the fast mode to change the speed at which this charges up and how much power it uses during each charge. The other thing that you can do with the app is that you can change the eco mode. You can turn that on, and this whole system will power down in like 6 hours if it's not being used, or 4 hours, 2 hours, or all the way down to 1 hour. It will turn off if you're not using any power in it in order to conserve the amount of power that it takes just to run the displays and run the different systems that are in it. I use the Bluetooth mode through this app in order to control the unit, and to activate that mode you have to hold down this DC button for about 3 seconds until on the display you can see the different symbols for the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi symbol. One of the features I really like about this unit is the UPS function. UPS stands for uninterrupted power supply. And what that allows you to do is plug an item into here. When you have power in your house, just go ahead and run it going through the unit. It will take the power from your AC line and run it off of that, unless that line is interrupted. And if your power is interrupted, it will switch over in 0.15 milliseconds to that unit. So if you have something critical, let's say like your sump pump, if I'm gone, I'm away for the evening, and I have the sump pump plugged into this, and I have this plugged in to the AC line, then let's say we lose power, and it's a really horrible downpour rainstorm, and the sump pump is running all the time. This will keep the sump pump running for several hours, probably run it about a day and a half on this unit alone. That gives you some protection from a power outage in that case. In fact, the other night we had our TV and the lights in the family room plugged into this, but I had been charging it up and leaving it plugged in. It went ahead and charged all the way up, and then all of a sudden we lost line voltage power, and the lights went out just for literally less than a second. They came back on, and we were watching the TV, and with all the lights in the family room, even though we were without power, this was supplying power. So the UPS mode actually functioned for us when we needed it. One of the other items that AllPowers sent to us with this power station was, of course, the solar panels, the 200-watt solar panels. And let me show you a video of those in use. The R1500 is now charging on solar. It's charging at about 110 watts. And it's about 9:39 in the morning, and we're not getting as strong of sun, this being December the 9th, than we usually get. So it's doing okay, but we'll see how it does. Okay, here are the 200-watt solar panels. and it's doing really good. It's doing at about 135 watts. So it's doing good. We got good bright sunlight. We'll leave it here and see how it does. I'm sure those panels will do a lot better in the spring and summer when the sunshine angles are a little bit more direct. If you're looking for a well-designed, nicely put together power station that functions really well, I would highly recommend the AllPowers R1500 if you need a little heavier power station for your usage. That and the SP033 solar panels really work quite well. I've been using this unit for about a month now, almost constantly, and I'm really impressed at how well it works. If you're interested in checking out the AllPowers power station, you can access their webpage from our description in our video. We'll have a link set up there so you can get right to that. We'll see you for our next product review video next month.